By big data, I mean this idea of being able to map the Medicare database and the PBS database to know what the impact of certain drugs with certain people with certain genomic profiles and certain lifestyle choices. What happens in that world so we get far better interventions. And you can then map insurance claims, which is already happening. You can map drug trials of a massive data pools. And that is a thing that Australia actually and the UK could lead the world in because we have the biggest data sets. Machine learning, which is my last technology, I'll finish on two summaries. So for those of you who don't know, so I'm a programmer by trade. So I was a computer science undergrad. I was one of the cool guys on campus. Cool people. Had no friends, no girlfriends. But my socks and sandals looked really good. So, but the point about programming, when you program, you're telling a computer what to do. You're saying, go do this stuff. With machine learning and this whole idea of neural networks, which obviously is mapping from the brain, is that you teach software to learn. Let me go off piece for a moment and talk about some of the couple of best examples, non-health, just to give you a sense. So have you heard of DeepMind? DeepMind is DeepMind is a bunch of guys in the UK who are probably the leading machine learning people in the world. They were bought by Google in what was called an acqui-hire. Acqui-hire is where you buy the company, you don't really care what they've done, you just want the intellect. And they were bought for $6.5 million per person. There were 400 people in the company that was bought by Google and then buried in Google. And what they do is they are trying to work out how to make computers do everything humans can do. And they've started by working on games. So the first game they did was Pong. And you can see you can Google DeepMind and Pong. Again, I'm not making this stuff up. Of course you wouldn't know if I am or not, but I'm not. And when you look at, you see the first few games, and so the programmers just program the software on how to score. Nothing else. And so with Pong, as you know, you move the paddle and you try and, so the first like 30 or 40 games gets 0 points. And then it works out how the scoring works and gets 20 points, 30 points. Within 120 games, it's the best Pong player that has ever been on the planet, bar none. The next game they did was a game called Bricks, and you can look at this on YouTube. And with Bricks, as you might remember for those of you in the room, is that you have rows of bricks of a wall, and you have a paddle and a ball, and you're meant to hit the ball up to knock out the bricks and not let the ball go through to the bottom because you lose the ball. And the person who can do that quickest wins, okay? So again, the first, I can't remember now, 30, 40 games, 0, 0, 0. And then what happened, what was cool was it then started firing the ball up in one corner. And the programmers were all these sort of brilliant 28-year-olds, sort of, well, what's going on? They've never played Bricks. But the software had worked out that if it fires up through here, it can break through the 3 layers of bricks here, and then the ball can bounce off the ceiling and knock out the bricks with no sense of losing it down the bottom. It was the most efficient way to play Bricks. So the software had worked out a creative way to play Bricks. And that's a very important moment because people say, oh, software can't be creative. Yes, it can.